In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to start your handstand journey. So if you're a complete beginner, you don't know what you're doing, you don't know how to start, you don't know the correct technique, this video is going to be a great one for you to try, because I will include a routine that will consist of 5 exercises from the start to the finish. And obviously you need to warm up your wrist before you get started. So I'll leave a link to the warm up video in the cards here somewhere, so that way you can train it without the risk of getting injury. So starting off with the first exercise is the frog stand. This is very important because it will teach us the concept of hand balance without actually having to be fully upside down. So therefore it's a bit more easier and less scary when trying out. Essentially, the grip is very important. So when getting into the frog stand, you want to spread your fingertips wide far apart, wide like this, and you want to think about pulling your fingertips back to create a claw grip. You see this? So this little arch here will give us more leverage in pressing into the ground if we were to fall forward. Now, the theory of hand balancing is very simple. It's the same as standing on your feet, pretty much. So let's imagine us standing up right now. If you're falling forward, where are you going to distribute your weight? To your toes. And if you're falling backwards, where are you going to distribute your weights? To your heels. So the same applies for when you're in the handstand or in the frog stand. So once you're in the frog stand, if you feel like you're falling forward, you're going to really grip down into your fingertips with the claw grip to stop yourself from falling forward. And if you're falling backwards towards your feet, then you're going to press down into the palms of your hands. So that is a theory of hand balance. And let's put this into practice with the frog stand. To get into the frog stand, we're gonna place our hands down at about shoulders width apart, and then we're gonna rest the inner knee onto the outer elbow. And then when we're gonna bend our arms, lower our nose down close to the ground, and it's very important that you bring your nose close down to the ground, so that way your hips is able to travel and it will be stacked on top of your elbows and wrists. So this is the center of balance. So lower down until your triceps are parallel to the ground and elbows are at about 90 degrees. Then we're gonna chill here for a bit, find that balance, grip into the ground, lift one foot away from the floor, wait there for a sec, followed by the other, and we're just gonna hold this for 10 to 20 seconds for 3 sets. So this should give us a nice introduction to hand balancing, and we're gonna take this on to the chest to wall handstand. Pretty much you're gonna get your feet against the wall, get into a push-up position, and then you're gonna walk your hands and feet back until you're at about 45-degree angle first. This is very important, so then that way you're able to overcome the fear of falling and actually find out that it's actually not that bad being in this position. So we're gonna hang around here for about 10 seconds and see how you find it. And the key thing to really think about is to squeeze your core, squeeze your glutes, push through your shoulders and bring your arms back overhead, so that way your ears are tucked in between your shoulders. You shouldn't be having your head poking out like a turtle. We want everything to be in a nice solid line where everything is stacked on top of each other. And once you can comfortably do this, you can just dismount by pushing your legs off to your dominant side or simply walk back forward. Now once this gets comfortable, then you obviously want to move closer towards the wall, where your hands are literally underneath, below your shoulders, your hips and your feet. So everything is stacked on top. And again, you want to think about having that hollow body hold. So squeezing your core, squeezing your glutes, pushing tall with your shoulders, tucking your ears in between shoulders. And the focus is to look in between your hands. Some people like to look towards a wall, which will create a false sense of balance, because obviously it does feel nice to kind of tuck your head in. But realistically, when you're in a handstand, if you were to jump up and then you pull your head in, you're just going to fall forward. So you need to have a line of focus, and we find that looking in between your hands is the best way that when we teach that to our clients. So hold this between 10 to 20 seconds for 6 sets. And once that becomes really easy, you can progress onto the chest to wall single leg. So get into the chest to wall handstand position, bring one foot away from the wall, so that way it's stacked on top of your hips, shoulders and wrists, while keeping the other feet supported against the wall. We're gonna hold this for about 10 seconds, and then we're gonna switch sides in a single set. So 20 seconds hold in total. And what this will do is it will increase our body awareness within our body, because now we only have one leg to support us rather than 2. So 10 to 20 seconds, 6 sets. Moving on to the next exercise is the pike push-up. I believe that this is the best calisthenics shoulder strengthening exercise for all level. So to do the pike push-up, we're going to get into the push-up position, and we're going to walk our feet close towards our hand to create an inverted V shape. Things to keep in mind is that to push tall through our shoulders, tuck your ears in between your shoulders and squeeze in your core. Now, if your hamstrings flexibility is very bad, you can bend your knees slightly to accommodate for the lack of hamstring flexibility. But ideally, you want to keep an inverted V shape. And then as we lower down, we want to think about bringing our elbows close to our torso. Lower down, leaning at quite a relatively steep angle, not too flat. So about here is good. Lower down until our nose touches the ground and then push back up. And this will really strengthen your shoulders. And to make this a lot more harder, you just go onto your tiptoes. So this will distribute the load to your shoulders and therefore more gains for you. So initially the rep range will be 5 reps for 3 sets, but the goal is to do between 5 to 10 reps for 3 sets. And then once you can do that, you can progress onto the feet elevated pike push-ups to put more load on your shoulders. And finally, we have got a core conditioning exercise, which is called the hollow body hold. And pretty much anyone and everyone who gets into the coaching program at Major Calisthenics, they will be forced to do the hollow body hold because it will teach us the right engagement in your core, in your glutes, and creating that posterior pelvic tilt. What that means is you're going to be actively engaged in your core and your glutes. So pulling your belly button back down towards your spine, squeezing your glutes and pushing your pelvis forward to make your lower back flat. Because more time, a lot of people when they do the handstand, it has an arched back and that doesn't look pretty. So that's why we do the hollow body hold to improve our form. So lie onto your back, stretch your feet out, stretch your arms overhead, and then we're gonna pull our belly button down towards the spine, squeeze your glutes, so make sure there's no gap in the lower back. And we're just gonna hold this for 20 to 30 seconds. If this is too hard, we're gonna keep our feet together and we're gonna lift them about 6 inches off the ground, pointing our toes forward. And we're also gonna look forward, so that way our upper back is gonna be lifted off the ground to create more this compact hollow body. And if this is too hard, we just raise our legs up until a point where we can comfortably hold this position for 20 seconds at least. And if you find that you're coming towards the end of the set and you can't hold anymore, you can consider regressing by tucking your knees in towards your chest, bringing your arms down to the ground and look forward. And this is a modified hollow body hold, which will make things a lot more easier. So that is pretty much it for this video. I'd like you to follow this routine from the start to the end, particularly in this order for the exercises, because I've used this on pretty much over 200 students that have came onto the coaching program, and we've taught them how to do the handstand. So it bloody works. And you just have access to this all for free. So if you do enjoy this video, as a small token of gratitude towards my content, please consider giving me a like button, subscribe and comment, so that way you can push this video out there to those who need to learn the handstand. And if you'd like to personally work with me, I'll leave the application form down below in the description so you can check it out. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Catch you in the next video.